Most important thing to come out of last week in Indianapolis. That's our draft for today. It can be very broad. Whatever you want it to be, Chris, go ahead.
Well, honestly, I think the most important thing maybe that came out of Indianapolis last week is something that didn't happen. I'm going to say a deal for Daniel Jones. That to me was one of the biggest things that happened last week. The fact that, we went there as a Giant fan thinking, okay, Daniel Jones and his team, they're going to meet with the Giants and they're going to figure something out. This is a guy that's, seems like by all due accounts, things are going in the right direction and no deal got done. And now, they got to franchise tag him and that affects Saquon Barkley. So that's a pretty big deal for me. I'm going to go with that one to start out.
Well, I mean, one of the reasons they didn't get a deal done because they recognize the importance of not leaving money on the board across the table.
Of course,
so
that's exactly.
They have to.
Yeah, they're very smart that way.
To me, the long-term importance of this remains to be determined. The short-term importance is off the charts, and that's the Jalen Carter situation.
Yeah, right.
The 2 misdemeanor charges. He left the combine. He came back. The buzz was all over the place. It was the biggest story in football for a 24 to 36-hour window. What is going to come of this? What is it going to do to his draft stock? How is he going to handle these issues? Is it going to cause him to fall? Is it not going to be a problem at all? It's all to be determined. But to me, that was a huge development. It had nothing to do with any of the workouts. It had nothing to do with anything that happened in Indianapolis.
No, I agreed. But it's a big deal, like you're saying. This is a guy that we're talking about, top 5 pick of the draft, phenomenal talent, right? And, it threw us all, a curveball. And, again, he's not out of the woods yet. There's going to be more conversations and things surrounding this and investigating. So I'm with you there. That was on my list. That probably, if I didn't do the Daniel Jones one, that probably would have been my first pick. All right, you know what? I'm going to go to something I kind of said early in the show, Mike. I'm going to go to those Thursday workouts, the defensive ends. To me, that was one of the most important things that happened this weekend. The edge guys, the stand-up outside linebacker, pass rushers, there was buzz around that group going into the combine and a lot of talk that we could see a lot of pass rushers off the board in the first round. Well, I think what we saw between not only the pass rushers, the defensive tackle, the freak show from Pitt, Kalijah Kancey, who ran, 4.67 at 280 pounds, that we're going to see a run of defensive linemen in the top 40, 50 picks of the draft that we've never seen. That's where I came away going, I wouldn't be shocked if we saw maybe 10, 12 defensive linemen in totality go in the first round or so. It seems like it's a very, very special group to where, we could have a big-time run for them early on in day 1 and day 2 and make things exciting.
The game is now about quarterbacks and the guys who chase the quarterbacks around. For me, Anthony Richardson, his eye-popping performance, his measurables, it puts him firmly in the conversation, not for number 1 overall, but who the hell knows? Somebody may fall in love with him sufficiently that, if he is that mix of Cam Newton and Lamar Jackson, they're going to have to go get him and build a team around him. But the speed, the size, the strength, the leaping ability, all of those things, and the possibility that he's got, the highest ceiling and a ceiling that could take him all the way into franchise quarterback territory. I just think that crystallized for a lot of people this weekend.
Yeah, I would agree with that. I mean, that's definitely one of the biggest stories. We got to pick him. You're right there. That's a great pick by you. I mean, yes, we saw a guy out there do things that we've never seen a quarterback do at the NFL Combine. I know it's not, football on the field, but it's still special regardless, and it kind of just shows you the type of potential and the type of specimen the guy is. Like you discussed, like we were saying early. I mean, that's a big-time pass rusher in the NFL, a big-time linebacker, defensive end. I mean, it's shocking to see a guy like that, and then he has an unbelievable right arm to go along with it. We still going? Are we going? All right, last one.
Go ahead, go.
All right, well, the Bryce Young height thing is certainly the next biggest thing to me. Yeah. I mean, again, we're talking about a franchise quarterback, a guy that you're talking about giving big money and framing your franchise. And now we kind of know the measurables. There's actual numbers and tangible evidence, to put next to the guy. And yes, as much as I like the player, those numbers scare the hell out of me. They scare the hell out of me. And I'm not sure you can be a durable pocket-passing quarterback in the NFL with that extreme speed, unless you got the perfect formula around you. And that's what would scare me about Bryce Young.
Last one for me very quickly, and this touches on something we addressed last week. Of the coaches who didn't attend, Bill Belichick was not there. That is the ultimate warning shot to the league, that if you're thinking about packing this thing up and taking it to Las Vegas or Los Angeles, more coaches aren't going to be there. And I'm concerned that more coaches won't go now that Belichick hasn't gone, because if Belichick isn't there, why is anyone else there? Because it's the dean of all coaches who doesn't see the value in going. He stayed home. I won't be surprised if more coaches stay home in the future, whether it's in Indy or somewhere else. Hi, it's Mike Florio. Thanks for watching PFT on YouTube. Hit subscribe for the latest news and analysis from Pro Football Talk.